Okay, that's enough.
Okay. Interesting. So he said it's set for 6 days. Interesting to see him be able to just...
Today's video is brought to you by our good friends over at Nationwide Industries, the Fence Pros' #1 choice. And they are this Fence Pros' #1 choice for a couple reasons. One, we love using their Keystone Traverse latches. They're easy to install. You simply bolt them onto the post. No drilling for rods or cutting the rods required. It's a pretty straightforward installation process. We also love using their full line of galvanized hardware. It shows up quickly and reliably.
All right, guys, today's video is titled Fence Post Foam vs. Concrete Strength Test by the Mountain Fencing and Gardens channel. I'm interested to see how this video goes. If you watch the channel, you know, a little while back, we actually did 2 post foam tests. We did one using Sitka Pro Select, and then the second one we used, again, the Sitka Pro Select first competing foam product versus concrete. It wasn't even close in any of those. But in the comment section, you guys let me know that it has worked well for you in the past with wood posts or just different scenarios. So anyway, interested to see how this turns out. If you'd like to watch this video in its entirety without my commentary, we'll link in the description below.
Hey guys, I'm James. In this video, I'm going to put to the ultimate test a rapid setting concrete post mix versus a fence post foam. Now, we're going to be using this product called Sitka Pro Select Fence Post Mix.
One of the main pieces of feedback we got was that we had used steel post, that it was actually made for wood posts, and most of the people that have had success with it were using wood posts. But on the package, it says for all types of posts, wood, steel, PVC. So the reasoning behind the failure of mine, there's a few reasons they gave. One was that it was a slightly moist day. It wasn't even really like misting, I guess. And the temperatures were about 60 degrees. So they said it wasn't used in ideal weather conditions. It's an exothermic reaction getting the foam to expand. So they're saying maybe the post acted like a heat sink and pulled the heat away from the reaction going on, and maybe that's why it didn't react the way it should have. All that being said, let's see how this goes.
Now, it's an expanding foam product, and we're going to strength test it against your standard rapid setting concrete. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what we have here is 2 4x4 posts, 4" by 4". They're 7 foot high, 2 foot in the ground, so we've got 5 foot sticking up above ground level. Now, on the packet, it says it's equal in volume to 2 50-pound bags of concrete mix.
I find that hard to believe. In the second video, we actually did fill it up with an 80-pound bag and with a hair more. So somewhere between 80 and 100 pounds, and the foam didn't even come close to coming to the top.
Okay, so for the left-hand post, we're going to be using the concrete. And as it says on the bag, it's the equivalent of 2 bags of post mix. So that's what we're going to be using. For those of you that don't know, you first fill up the hole with 1/3 of water, add your post mix, and then you top up with a bit more water at the end.
So it sounds like exactly like actually a video we had recently reviewed, the Quickcrete fast setting concrete. Sounds like a similar process, probably a similar product.
Essentially, it's a 2-part mix, and you need to break the seal down the center and mix it for 15 seconds. Once mixed, you cut the corner off and then pour it straight into the hole. You need to be absolutely ready for this though, because once you've mixed it, it will just start to expand, and if you don't open the bag quick enough, or you haven't got your post level, it's just gonna go all wrong. So let's start by breaking the seal.
It's good to see him wearing gloves here. It is an incredibly messy product. You have to be really quick about it. When you're mixing it, cutting it, putting it in, the reaction starts immediately once this seal breaks. And it does get a bit of everywhere. It's incredibly sticky. It makes a bit of a mess.
There we go.
Now see, he's rubbing on his knee as well. Same thing we did. Some of the feedback we had gotten was that you're supposed to actually rub it on a square edge, like a edge of a square post. But in the Sitka Pro Select video that they had put out, they showed someone doing it the same way. It is what it is. This is how they showed it to use it.
Hey guys, so it's actually only been 6 days, but on the packet it says it sets within 2 hours, and that's good enough to start hanging a gate off or building your fence. So 6 days is plenty of time. The foam hasn't risen level in the hole. It's raised up in places, and you've even got these little voids right next to the post.
We saw the same thing with the steel post, where the foam, it looked like it had actually pulled away from the post, separated, kind of creating a pocket for the post to sit down in, but not actually bonding to it.
When water runs down the post, it's going to collect into those little pockets around the bottom of the post, and that will just hold the water, and then the post will rot a lot quicker. And then if you come over here, Chris, and have a look at the concrete. Now, if you can see in there, the concrete's set completely flat.
So in his test, it looks like, as far as volume goes, it performed roughly the same.
Okay, so now for the ultimate test. The concrete seems absolutely solid, and that's not going anywhere, but the foam is not looking too good. Foam is set completely rock solid, but it doesn't seem to have filled the hole completely. It's obviously expanded and then contracted inside the hole.
It's almost exactly what we saw. It's almost like it pulled back on itself, both away from the post and away from the hole edge.
Wow, that is not very good at all.
So now, granted, a post typically wouldn't take that much abuse in multiple directions, but you have to think, if you live in a windy area, that fence will be going in two directions, right? It'll be going away from the wind and back, rebounding back towards the wind. So I could absolutely see a time where that post is moving in two directions, loosening up the soil around it and maybe separating from the foam.
It's almost coming out, just doesn't want to come out in that last bit.
Yes. So actually that foam just didn't bond to the post at all, it looks like. Which is interesting because it looks like, I mean, the foam obviously touched the post. So some of the comments were you have to pour the foam on the post as it goes into the hole so that it bonds immediately to the post. I mean, obviously this made good contact with the post 6 days later, so it's not like it was soft. It's supposedly ready to go very quickly.
Soaking wet. It's completely wet around the post. That is obviously not very good for if you're putting in a wooden post, because that is just going to rot. Have a look down inside the hole. Yeah, that really is not going anywhere. Okay, I'll try and do the same as I did with that one and try and pull it out with my hand.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
Interesting. So he said it's set for 6 days. That concrete should have gone off by then. It's comparable to the quick set product here in the United States, which just means it has hardly any aggregate in it at all. Interesting to see him be able to just break that concrete and pull it up.
Foam doesn't have any weight to it. One of the main things about concrete and its ability to hold posts in the ground is the weight of the product itself.
So understand before I say this that I'm not a fan of foam at all. I don't think it has a place in the fencing industry as it presents itself right now. But you hear this comment made about that concrete has weight to it. Unless we're in a situation where in a tornado or hurricane where you have a ton of updraft force, you have a ton of pulling force on this fence, I don't know that weight is a big issue. If the foam products could fill the hole without contracting, provide a good solid grip on the ground around the hole, I think it could be a decent product. Guys, what do you think about the video? What do you think about the post foam product? Like I said, I don't think it's got a place in the fencing community as it presents itself now, but always interested to hear your feedback in the comments below. For now, I'm Joe Everest, the fence expert, reminding you that good fences make good neighbors, and I'll catch you next time.